The first game of the NBA Finals was not particularly competitive. The Nuggets were up by 20 heading into the fourth quarter and ended up winning by 11. But the Heat responded on Sunday night. After falling behind by 15, they stormed back and stole the game in Denver. So what changed and how did they do it? That's what we're about to find out. Miami's shot making is what carried them to this Game 2 win. Max Strus came out in the first quarter and really set the tone by hitting 4 of his first 6 three-point attempts, but it wasn't just him and Duncan Robinson and Gabe Vincent who all shot really well from the three-point line. It was also Jimmy and Bam who got in the lane and made good things happen for the Heat's offense. And this really was a case of where just a better shooting performance for the Heat led to a more competitive game. They shot 40.6% in Game 1, but flipped that to 48.6% in Game 2, and they hit significantly more threes in Game 2, shooting 17 of 35 versus 13 of 39. But a big reason that they shot so well was because Denver's defense started to show cracks. And I hate to use the term lazy to talk about a team that's made it all the way to the NBA Finals, but I really can't think of a better way to describe what we saw from Denver in Game 2. On this one, Bruce Brown is guarding Gabe Vincent, who's screening Duncan Robinson in the corner. And at this point, Bruce Brown has to make a call out to his teammate. It's either switch or stay. Instead, what we see happen is that Bruce Brown switches and Christian Brown stays, so Gabe Vincent's wide open in the corner. In this next play, we see another lazy switch get Denver caught out on the weak side. Right now, we have Caleb Martin cutting through the lane, and you'll see that KCP is about to call out for a switch. He wants to take Max Strus, but Max Strus does a good job of recognizing how to keep my distance away from the ball, and he keeps his distance from KCP so that it is a long, difficult closeout for him to make. Another important thing to mention is that the reason KCP wants to have the switch and he wants to stay in the key is because Jimmy is a dangerous guy with the ball in his hand. He's a difficult guy to stop when he gets his head going downhill. So just having an extra defender sit and help rather than chase Caleb Martin out to the corner gives you a better shot to keep Jimmy contained. The problem doesn't come until after Jimmy has recognized that his gravity is bringing you too far off of your defender into the help spot, and then he can just beat you with an easy kick out. Oh yeah, and by the way, that was another bad switch, opening up another free look for Max Strus. The reason that you don't want to switch so consistently is because you automatically give up a step to the guy who's setting the screen. And this is just pure laziness out of Jamal Murray. You can see as soon as he stops moving his feet, it gets Aaron Gordon out of position. Because of the switch, Jamal stopping his feet is really like Aaron Gordon stopping his feet. And in this league, where guys like Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry need little to no space to get their shot off, that half a step is usually going to be the difference. And we'll take one more look at how Denver's lethargic defensive effort really hurt them in Game 2. This time, it's KCP and MPJ getting put in a blender by this ball screen. KCP steps out to cut Gabe Vincent off from going to his right, but they don't communicate, and Michael Porter Jr. also steps towards Gabe Vincent to guard the ball. That leaves Max Strus wide open in the corner, but a big reason that this play works is Miami's spacing is good on the backside. We got Jimmy and K-Love sitting down here in the corner, and that leaves Jamal Murray unavailable to get out all the way to the corner and guard Max Strus. So once that ball screen defense fails to guard the slip action to the corner, there's no one left available. Another big reason for Miami's Game 2 win was how they defended Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic in the two-man game. Because of the insertion of Kevin Love into the starting lineup for the Heat, Jimmy was put onto Jamal Murray, and we got to see those two go at each other for 40 minutes straight. And according to JJ Redick, there were only 8 possessions in Game 1 where Jimmy was matched up onto Jamal Murray as the primary defender. But in Game 2, that statistic switched, and there were 35 possessions where Jimmy was matched up on Jamal. And since you now have your 2 best defenders guarding the 2 best offensive players for the Nuggets, Jimmy on Jamal and Bam on Nikola, you now have options as to how you want to guard this 2-man action, both on and off the ball. On this one, Jimmy recognizes that Bam is top blocking Joker, keeping him from going above the screen to come get the ball towards the three-point line, so Jimmy detaches from Jamal and just keeps Joker in front. But Joker makes the right play and splits the defense, comes to get the ball, but watch how Miami throws 3 guys to contest this shot. In retrospect, he probably should have given it up to Aaron Gordon or Jamal Murray on the wing, but just throwing different looks at him and keeping him uncomfortable forces him to miss this shot. And that's exactly what we talked about in the last video. How do you stop the league's best duo? The only thing you can ask your defense to do is keep them off balance and keep them uncomfortable. And Coach Spo knows that. He's going to switch up the looks. He's going to make them play in the zone. He's going to make them play in the man. He's going to double Nikola, and he's going to rely on single coverage at times. All you want to do is have those guys guessing. If you can keep them guessing, then they're not going to be able to get into a rhythm, and they're not going to be able to affect you as much, and that's all you're looking to do if you're the Miami Heat. The last thing I'll say is that when Jimmy Butler is driving to the rim, the Miami Heat have a much better chance to win. According to JJ Redick, Jimmy only drove to the rim 8 times in Game 1, and that really didn't create a whole lot of offense for the Heat. But in Game 2, he upped that to 19 drives, and that is what freed up a lot of looks for Gabe Vincent, Duncan Robinson, and even Bam in the middle of the lane. If you enjoyed this video and you're a basketball junkie like I am, I would definitely recommend you go back and watch the last 2 videos on this channel. There's a lot of good stuff in there, a lot of stuff that's been relevant in the first 2 games of this series. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I hope you're learning. I hope you're growing as a basketball player and a basketball mind. And stay tuned for more.